Oh boy, let's see. Where are my notes? I don't even have any notes today.
Hmm.
That's what I get for taking notes before this morning. There we go. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Oh, we didn't do that. This is why I need the notes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Is This a Ghost? I'm Clayton Smith, and every week I tell a real ghost story from real history to my real friend, Patrick Dean, who doesn't take it real seriously.
Did you know?
Hot tea.
Did you know that if you change your name on Zoom, and then the next day you have a Zoom meeting with a bunch of people from your church, that Zoom isn't nice enough to change your name back to a nice name
Oh,
before you start that
no.
meeting? Did you know that? Did you know that?
I'm learning it for the first time here with you now. What was your name before?
Quite a ride. Before it was Patrick Dean.
No. I mean, like when they saw it.
Oh, when they saw it, it was, I think it was called Not Particularly Clever T-shirt Design, was what it was called. And I
they
logged
said,
on.
well, you're off the booster team.
Yeah. So they logged on, and like, as soon as I clicked the I'd like to join button, and it took them like maybe 10 extra seconds, and then they came on, and they were all just like, okay. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I looked, and like my whole name wasn't even. But when you like accept someone into Zoom, it asks you first, like, do you want to allow such and such into the meeting? And I'm sure they're probably like, who the fuck is this?
That's a real acceptance of faith right there. Yep. That's how you know it's a church group.
Yeah.
That was my classroom. Absolutely not. I'm not getting Zoom bombed by you.
No, absolutely not.
If you're going to Zoom bomb me, you better have some good t-shirt ideas.
So anyway, Clayton, so I was hanging out in this McDonald's in Pennsylvania earlier today. And
as you know, I've been totally plugged out of the news. Based on context clues, I'm going to say, is that where they found him?
Minding my own business. Minding my own business.
Uh-huh. And how'd that go for you?
And then the guy at the booth next to mine got picked up for some bullshit, is what it sounded like.
Yeah, he sounds like that's wrongful accusation and
exactly.
Free the innocent. Innocent until proven guilty, I think.
Also, he got arrested in Pennsylvania. I believe that's a little outside of the jurisdiction. Thank you very
much. Nice try, New York, but you don't own that anymore.
It's like when you were a kid and you were drunk and speeding, and you were close to the county line, and the cops started chasing you, and you were like, if I can just make it to the county line. And then you get to the county line, and the cops are still chasing you, and you're like, wait a second. And then they pull you over, and they're like, yeah, that's Dukes of Hazzard shit. That's not how real life works, guys. We will just follow you and arrest you.
We can go across those now in these cars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We aren't. Yeah, we are not ghosts. We can cross these imaginary lines. It's okay.
But there was a river.
It's fine. We held our breath and we went right across.
God damn it! You think of
they
everything.
know the trick.
God, training for the police academy now is just they're very savvy.
It's not like the police academy of the 1980s. I'll tell you that much.
No one makes
high
any
tower
voices. But weirdly, Steve Gutenberg is still there.
Yeah, well, not a whole lot of other opportunities.
He's a treasure.
I understand.
Oh, poor Steve. Thanks to the U.S. election, I have been ignoring the news basically 100%.
Isn't it great? God, isn't it great?
Really nice, except I missed out on cool things like major health insurance CEOs getting gunned down on the sidewalk, which is crazy. But as you know, I didn't learn about that until 2 days after I learned about the great
Muppet history.
Muppet history sex scandal, and thanks to you, you really brought that to the forefront of my personal news feed, which is my text message. So
I only had time to tell you one story that day, Clayton. And in my head,
I was wrong.
No.
But it's all I can think about. Mm-hmm. All I can think about is the guy who runs Muppet History sending just very lascivious messages.
And fans. And I can imagine, so both of those stories broke on the same day. I can imagine you walked into the house and Aaron was like, did you see the news? And you were like, yeah, that Gonzo story. And she was like, yeah, that Gonzo news story.
And I said, God, what a dick, right? Yeah. And she was like, yeah. So it went on like that for a few days. Mm-hmm. Real slapstick. But yeah, big news week. Oh, I need an ice cube.
We'll have some links down in the comments for this United Healthcare shooting thing. We'll have some links to some stories about it that we saw this week.
In case you also missed it. And don't look at the links before you click on them. Just click and get gonzoed. Listen, I gotta go get some ice, but we're recording, so I don't want to ruin the flow. So I'm just, if you don't mind, I'm gonna drop
Continue
something in
riffing.
the chat.
Just continue riffing.
Yeah, if you want some help, here's something for you to read. Just read while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Read it out loud if
Sure.
you want to, or just riff.
Is this about Steve Gutenberg? Oh, Gutenberg.org. This is the archive thing. You want me to start reading it chapter 2? Okay, fine. Winnie the Pooh woke up suddenly in the middle of the night and listened. Then he got out of bed and lit his candle and stumped across the room to see if anybody was trying to get into his honey cupboard, and they weren't, so he stumped back again, blew out his candle. I got into bed, and then he heard the noise again. Is that you, Piglet? He said, but it wasn't. Come in, Christopher Robin. He said, but Christopher Robin didn't tell me about tomorrow. Eeyore said, Pooh sleepily. The noise went on, wah, 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 whatever it was, and Pooh said that he wasn't asleep after all. What can it be? He thought there are lots of noises in the forest, but this is a different one. It isn't a growling, it isn't a purring, it isn't a barking, it isn't the noise that you make before beginning a piece of poetry, but it's the noise of some kind made by a strange animal, and he's making it outside my door, so I shall get up and ask him not to do it. He got out of bed and he opened his front door.
Sorry, I'm back.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I should have specified. You didn't have to do it all in one breath. You could have just done a dramatic reading of it. Jeremy will find the right music to put under that.
I'm dizzy.
Okay.
I am dizzy. Can I close it?
I don't know. You want to come back to it later?
I got so excited because I thought it was about Steve Gutenberg, but I was wrong.
Well, he's the one who did this. He did.
Oh,
Project
it is.
Gutenberg.
Is that okay?
That's his project. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't remember.
Yeah, the printing press guy. That's a coincidence.
Are they related?
Yes. Father, son.
Which police academy was he in?
He was the skeleton in the first one, that dead body. Boop, boop.
When do we get a week off again? I don't remember.
Dead Children's Playground coming at you.
Nice.
Never.
What?
Never. The contract you signed said never. You know the deal. You can have a week off, except you have to do 2 podcasts back to back.
Oh, and I don't like that even more than I like having a
I
week
know,
off.
so it's tough. Now, do you want a Christmas break?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, then I'll see you
Do we
on
record
December
what days we? Yeah,
30th,
what day-
23rd?
We're recording the 23rd. That's fine.
I don't waste
I'm
my
doing
phone.
that day. That's a Monday. I know this because I have to like schedule days off from work because I have a job.
You do?
See, yeah, I know it's going to be difficult for you to keep track of what day of the week everything is, but yeah, just schedule that stuff.
I'm going out of town on Thursday and Friday this week, and it never occurred to me to see if I had to do anything on those days. And then today, someone was like, "Well, can you come to this meeting on Thursday?" And I said, "No, I can't."
Probably
Sorry,
not, no, because I won't be here.
But I didn't say it. I say I'm not available.
Mm.
Available.
People
Blocked
know
up.
what that means. People know what
Yeah,
that
that's
means.
true. So the 23rd, yeah, we'll do a regular one, and then the 30th is our live show.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're into 2025, baby.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you getting a beard trimmer for Christmas, or is this what's the
do
plan
I need
here?
it? That's not
There's
nice.
a lot going on. There's a lot. It's
It's been a long day.
I can see that.
My beard trimmer, I do need a new one. It's the one I have, like it's got like the grate, the whatever over it that gives you the trim at a normal length. Well, for the little prongs keep breaking off, so when I shave, it's like very uneven all the time because some of the hairs go all the way to the razor, and some of them have the guard. So I don't know, man. I'm just hanging on till Christmas. Hanging on till Christmas.
Hope somebody took some hints.
Otherwise, I'm going to be hanging on for another 52 additional weeks. Aaron,
Please God, listen to this week's episode if you're going to do anything. Sorry about the Gonzo joke.
Who loves that Muppet sex.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get any of those saucy notes on Instagram.
If you had to have
But
sex
I was
with
asking
one
for 'em.
Muppet, which one would it be?
Ooh. Just one.
yeah. I mean, for this round, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think Rolf would be a gentle lover. I do.
Oh, that's probably true.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
You know, definitely play
Yeah.
a song beforehand, maybe
Yeah,
afterwards
it'd be
too.
romantic.
Yeah.
Maybe during.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'd be curious what the song afterwards would be, though.
Oh boy, it depends on your performance, I think.
Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba.
I got a button for that somewhere. That's a good one. I obviously the right answer is Janice. But there's a Sam the Eagle has got something interesting.
Okay, thank you.
So
James is like
I don't know what it is. I can't put a
core
finger
vote.
on it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I have sex with Jim Henson. No, that's
That's okay.
no.
Yeah.
We're talking Muppets here.
No, I said Janice, not Jim Henson.
Yeah,
Janice. Do you know who Janice is?
Yeah, I know who Janice is. Again, it's a very normcore vote right there.
Oh, yeah.
Janice.
But I think it would be less normcore to say you want to have sex with Jim Henson. We're talking about Muppets.
I mean, he's been dead for decades. Let's be honest, the logistics, if anything else, is going to be impossible there.
Worst Muppet to have sex with.
Oh, Animal.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
probably Animal.
Yeah.
Close runner-up, Dr. Teeth.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Aaron, are you listening? Because I
want to reiterate the beard. It looks terrible. The beard is struggling.
The beard is actually the reason for all this. It's the beard's fault. I have to get photos taken tomorrow for my job. I should probably trim it before that, right?
Before then,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that bad, forever. Right? It's okay.
Looks fine. I mean, I'm 2 time zones away, looking at the pixelated version, and I can see it, but it's probably fine.
1 time zone away.
Don't get so mean. It's only 1 time zone.
All right. Oh gosh. You know what? This week, Is This a Ghost is brought to you by Smart Labels.
Hey.
Christmas is chugging on down the track. What day is it? When is this coming out? What's happening here?
When is this coming out?
Yeah.
9 plus now. 18.
Mr. I know dates.
18.
It's
18 something.
It's coming out on the 18th. Yeah. So, hey, Christmas is right around. Good job. You get two iTech points for you, Pat.
Christmas is in 7 days from
Oh, man.
now.
That's not very many days.
No, it's not. You should start to panic.
Yes. And we have good news for you. If you're panicking right now, go to Amazon, type in Smart Labels, and you've got the best stocking stuffer you can have I would say for a grown-up. I wouldn't necessarily say get these for your kids. You certainly can. My kids love stickers, so it would not be money wasted. But if you're looking for a nice little gift or a stocking stuffer for either the loved one in your life or for someone that you need to get something for, but you're like, I want to do something that's a good value. Wink. Yes. You don't want to. You're like, I don't want to spend $100 on you. I want it to be a good value. It's the best value with Smart Labels. They are color-coded QR code stickers that will help you keep track of all your stuff. And I cannot stress this enough. If you don't buy Smart Labels now, once January 13th rolls around, you're going to be so mad at yourself because you're going to put away all these Christmas decorations. You're going to have no idea where any of them are next year when you go to set them up again. And you've got no one to blame but yourself in that scenario. And so buy them now. When you're packing up all your stuff for Christmas, for the holiday season, you close it all in your boxes. You put the QR code sticker on the boxes. The Smart Label goes right on the box. You scan it into the app. You type in, here's what's in the box. Here's where the box is. Here's a picture of the box in the place where I put it. It is foolproof. You will definitely know where it is. Next holiday season, when it's time to get it out of the box, you will type in stuffed squirrel. That is for some reason your holiday centerpiece, which I don't know, is very strange. And we have a lot of questions for you about that. But it's your deal and your thing, and we don't judge. And when you type in stuffed squirrel, then the picture of the box with that stuffed squirrel in it is going to come right up. It's going to tell you where you stored it. You're going to remember instantly. You can go straight to that stuffed squirrel, cut out all that Santa stuff, go right for the taxidermy squirrel. I think that should be their new slogan.
Should we cut out all the Santa stuff? Boy, I don't know about that.
Well, I was going to say go straight for the taxidermy squirrel. You can cut out all the Santa stuff. You know who's Santa now? David from Smart Labels.
Exactly.
Ho, ho, ho. Here's your Smart Labels, says David.
You know who I promise you uses Smart Labels? I promise you.
David?
Santa Claus.
Oh, I bet David does
do you know how much shit Santa Claus has to keep straight?
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
He opens up that huge bag. He looks down in there and he's like, okay, where is the Squishmallow inside of this fucking thing? And he gets out his phone. And he types in Squishmallow, and it says,
a trillion options come up.
Like, oh, no, not the frog one, not the walrus one, not the other frog one. Oh, okay, right here, the unicorn one. All right, and then he reaches in the sack, and he pulls it out. It's the one with the pink sticker on it, and he gives it to little Kimberly or Florentina or Jimmy
Eat World,
Jimmy Vivino, whatever.
Okay.
And poof, they got it.
Yeah, that's true.
Cross it off the list.
Hey, Santa does it. Too good for you. Santa's got it.
Santa?
Too good for Santa?
Ouch.
Get out of here. Get out of here, Jack. Go buy Smart Labels. Don't be too good for Santa. That's closer to the motto, right?
That sounds nicer. It sounds nicer.
Yeah. Be on the nice list this year. Go to Amazon.com, search Smart Labels, all one word. You'll find them and you'll buy them and you will love them. And so will the loved one in your life. It's the best thing to wake up to in the stocking on Christmas morning or whatever holiday morning that you celebrate that includes stockings, I guess, because we're already down that rabbit hole. So go check it out and you'll be glad you did. You know, our crazy Scott listener and friend Sally McGregor, she bought Smart Labels.
Really?
She sent me the receipts. Literally, she wants me to pay her back.
Yeah, she's looking for reimbursement.
Not doing it.
Yeah,
not doing it. No. She did. She did. It worked. So it worked on at least one person.
Is her life in order finally?
Can't imagine that's right.
Oh, thank goodness.
Since she did apparently send me a very, I'm going to guess, drunk Facebook message at 5 a.m. Telling me how much she appreciates us. Actually, it was a very nice drunk message.
Oh, us? Well, that's nice. I didn't hear I didn't get the message, but that's fine.
I figured you
don't have to forward it on to me. You don't have to forward it on.
Yeah. Some things I do and some things I don't, and this one I did not. I actually knew she had sent me a message because I got a text first from Jen Swanson, unpaid intern, Jen Swanson, saying, "I'm so sorry about Sally's drunk messages." And I said, "Oh no, now I have to go into Facebook." And but it was a very nice message. It was about how we're unicorns, special as unicorns, and that makes the listeners are heard. I didn't send it to you for a reason.
That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, but the thought behind it, I think, is it's a Scottish thing, and it's very nice. Unicorns are famously they're Scottish. That's a Scottish animal. I think. Anyway, what else is going on?
Boy, not much. That was most of life. I went ice skating.
You did?
I went to do ice skating.
Do you have another concussion?
I have a concussion of the spine, not of the head.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. I was messing around with the kids, pretending to kick them in the head with ice skates, like I do.
That's and really, it's hilarious.
Yeah, we have a game. We have a little game. Pretend to kick each other in the head with ice skates. And I fell Looney Tunes style, like feet straight up in the air, right onto my back in the middle of the ice.
That is fun.
Like bad enough that it completely knocked the wind out of me and made me utter some sound like, "Ugh!" when it happened.
you home aloned it.
I really did. I absolutely did. I was Daniel Stern down the stairs, and Amy skated over very, confidently and comfortably, and she said, "Did you really fall, or were you just messing around for the kids?" I said,
God bless her.
First off, help me up.
She's met you before that day, right?
I'm very impressed that you think I am this good at slapstick humor that I can throw my feet both above my head and fall down on my spine on ice. And you think, oh, I bet he's fine. What a silly game he's playing right now.
The most appropriate thing for her to have done would have been to skate away, do a double axel, and say, toe pick. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
But, I'm a Moira Kelly super fan, so.
Deep cutting edge references.
It's been a while
on
since
the
we've
show
done
tonight.
A deep cutting edge reference. It's been well over a year, so we are past due. Oh, man. I wonder, there's got to be no other podcast in the world that does the cutting edge and Man from Snowy River as like regular features of their podcast. And that's what we bring to the table here. Oh boy. Okay. Well, on that note, do you want to hear a ghost story?
Love to.
George P. Colby was born on January 6th, 1848 in Pike, New York. Pike is up close to a Buffalo.
Is it a burb? Is it a Buffalo burb?
It's a Buffalo burb.
I see.
It's almost Canadian. Actually, I think it's the other direction from Buffalo, but it's up there. It's all the same. Now, George's parents were strict Baptists, so that was pretty fun for him. 8 years after he's born, the family moves to Minnesota. It's a little too warm in upstate New York.
A little too liberal in upstate New York. It's time to move even deeper into the wilderness, I'm afraid.
We have to go somewhere where it's a necessity that oxen pull our cart, and not these liberal horses. So he moved there when he's 8. When he's 12 years old, young George is baptized. And as is often done, the baptism was done in a lake.
On like the 5 minutes of the year that it's thawed up there, I guess, or
Actually, no. This was in the middle of winter, and the lake was frozen solid.
this is not. This is assault, first off, but that's fine.
Well, it's religion. So someone actually had to cut a hole in the ice so that George could get dunked down in there. Soon after this baptism, George claimed his uncle's spirit had come to him in that moment.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure George died down there.
George died or the uncle's getting arrested. One of the two things is going to happen here in the next 2 sentences.
His ghost uncle told him that George was going to be a great psychic.
Oh, okay.
And he told them also that George would go on to create a great spiritual center in the American South.
In the American South.
Yes, sir.
Where it was demonstrably warmer at this time of year.
I don't know, Mom. Uncle Bob said, I gotta go south.
He said, we have to go to Atlanta now.
So he's going to go south. Now, the vision wasn't particularly detailed. So George doesn't know, he has no action items here. So he figures, well,
it's a
this
direction.
is good.
He has a direction.
Yeah.
You know what? I would rather, coming out of a meeting, I'd much rather have a direction than action items. Right? You know?
Yeah, speak on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've had a meeting with the Lord, maybe.
Sure.
Or
yeah, Uncle Lord.
Yeah. Or, some of your synapses just collapsing because you're dying. And you come back up out of the water and you say south. And that's hard to argue with south at that point.
It's very hard to argue with south.
So
I flash froze my neurons and now I want to go to Florida. Is that weird? Call me crazy.
I'm done thinking. Time for Florida.
If you were in Minnesota in, 50s, which part of the South would you want to go to? Because now maybe the ghost is telling him to go be a slaver and go join the Confederate Union. So this is tough. Which part of the South would you go to if you had just been frozen in a lake in Minnesota?
At this time in history, it probably takes a couple of years to go that far south. So by then, all the
trains,
all the business is probably all cleared up. I don't know if they have north-south trains from Minnesota anywhere at this point.
They go about to the Mason-Dixon line, and then it's a hard journey to get to the South trains. All right, so that's all he gets. There's no real action item. So George figures this is fine. I have got my goal in front of me. Eventually, I'll get there. I'll work on that whole thing later when more details come through. In the meantime, I'll just kind of explore these new psychic gifts that I have.
Oh, okay.
And so he does, and he becomes something of a local celebrity. George's psychic powers grew and included clairvoyance.
Okay.
Spiritual readings and healing.
Oh, healing's a nice one.
Healing's a nice one.
I will put some points into healing. Points into healing.
It's like, where was he when Steve Jobs was around, huh?
Exactly.
Saying.
Ironically, he died before Steve Jobs came around.
Couldn't have been that good at healing. This reminds me of my proudest accomplishment on Blue Sky was when I first joined it, and there were like 7 people on it. One of them was Jake Tapper, and I sent a skeet. I guess, are we still doing skeets? Is that still?
Oh, I'm still skeeting.
Still skeeting. Sent a skeet about how if Jake Tapper were really that good of a journalist, he would have covered he would have broken Watergate, and he didn't. So it makes you think. And didn't tag Jake or anything, but Jake saw it still, and he replied to, or he re-skeeted it and said, "Fair enough, fair enough. Can't argue with that." And that was my friend Jake.
Huh? Well, he's been milkshake ducked on there since then, just so you know.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh no! Poor Jake. My second favorite Jake Tapper story is that he was.
Well, then I'll go to number 2.
He was in an interview several years back when he said his son, who at the time was a teenager, I don't know how old he is now, but when his son would get mad at him, he would just go around the house calling Jake fake news. And I love that. I love that for the family. Anyway, so George can now heal and talk to ghosts. In 1867, he formally leaves the Baptist church because he's done with religion and he wants to become an itinerant medium.
I mean, he has the power of healing. What does he really need from the church at this point?
He doesn't need to be saved. He can save.
He probably needs his own church, if you know what I mean. That's how the last guy did it.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
The last guy got the healing power, and then he was like, "I'm out.
And how
I'm
did that
done
work
with
for
this
him?
one. I'm gonna go make one of my own here."
And he did pretty good.
He did. Oh well, I mean, eventually. At first, he did really bad.
It's the guy who did the New York guy who did the religion with we live inside, right? That guy.
The we live inside the globe guy. I was referring to the Lord Jesus Christ, but whatever you want to do.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I only speak in Is This a Ghost episodes now. It's my only point of reference for anything. My students get super confused. So George he's a medium. So his parents do not like this. And they're not in with this decision. And this promoted, quote, harsh retribution and physical abuse.
Oh, in the Baptist church?
I know, right? And if you can believe it, that didn't convince him to stay. So he dips out of Baptists and he travels the country and he starts visiting different spiritualist centers. And he makes his living through the public demonstration of his mediumistic skills. I was surprised to learn as I typed this into notes that mediumistic apparently is a word.
Is mediumistic like a sort of descriptor? Like mediumist?
Mediumish.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, we'll see how the story goes, but probably. So he's going around, he's being a medium, he's connecting with dead people, he's doing some healing. People are liking him. He's a local celebrity now, and he's kind of a regional celebrity. And he's making enough money to get by. And like most mediums, he acquires a set of spirit guides.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you're not a medium.
Well, obviously, yeah, clearly.
Why would you know that?
I didn't know that you gain spirit guides.
You don't gain them; you acquire them.
Okay, like this is like in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no, they're not like mana. You don't.
No. But like they're your party members. They're.
Yeah.
They're Tifa.
Like, yes.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's the Tifa. It's not the mana. Yes. Yeah. You don't just like get spirit. What are we calling spirit guides? That's a word. You don't just get spirit guides because you like defeated a ghost,
right? Yes.
Or like told a good fortune.
Right. You befriend them, right?
Yes, you befriend them. Yes. That becomes Tifa, and then Sephiroth comes in, and I don't know. I guess that's the devil in this scenario.
Spoiler. There's a spoiler here. Don't.
I'm sorry if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII yet. I'm so sorry. I almost spoiled it for you. So yeah, it's like that. Spirit guides, of course, are spirits who they would come to George when he was deeply unconscious, and they would give him messages and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like little dead crows.
Yeah.
Just flying in and dropping off little gifts, trinkets, little messages. So his spirit guides are not. Yeah, I was a little uncertain at first. At first, I thought they meant like people who were like, "I'm going to guide your spirit."
Oh, okay.
These are ghosts. These are
scam artists.
Yes. Yeah. That seemed like the most realistic version. But these are actual ghosts, like spirits who come to him when he's unconscious, when he's in his trances, and tell him kind of like just what to do with his life.
Okay.
And let's see if they lead him astray or not. One of George's several spirit guides was a Native American man who called himself Seneca.
Okay.
And I guess I'll just hit the button. This is a small fun fact.
Wham!
We need a small. Can you do like a whisper wham? Like a small one?
Wham.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Small fun fact is the resource I was looking at this it was like blah blah blah. He meets a Native American man named Seneca, and Seneca's highlighted. So I click on Seneca, see if I can learn any more about who this dead Native American person is, and it led me to the Greek philosopher. And I just think the internet should be better. Like, obviously, this is not about that Seneca. This is about a different Seneca. Why are you hyperlinking to that Seneca?
Thank you so much, ChatGPT. Yes, you were very close this time.
Useless. Just useless.
This is actually this one.
Yeah. I hate to say this. This was encyclopedia.com.
Oof.
So it's they've gone really downhill since the internet.
Venerable reference right there.
Well. Anyway, so Seneca manifests to George for the first time during a seance in Lake Mills, Iowa. Which sounds like a total blast.
Boy, he really fucked up the Go South thing pretty good. Like, keep going, buddy.
In his defense, it is South.
It is South, but it's literally the next one. Like, there's not. He could have gone literally any further, and he would have been.
You're the one who just said it probably took 3 years to get down there.
This is true.
Let him have this, all right? So in that vision where he meets Seneca, Seneca tells George that he is to go on a great journey.
Oh, you're going to go to Missouri. Oh, someday. I don't know.
I got a few years to kill
There's
here.
a pretty big river between me and Missouri. We'll see if I make it there this decade.
So he's going to go on a great journey. And do you want to guess which direction the journey is going to take him?
I would hope south. I'm going to say south.
Well, first he has to go to Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Oh, no, that's north again, you dipshit. You don't want to do that.
But he has to go to Eau Claire for a reason. So he goes to Eau Claire, and after following Seneca's advice, in Eau Claire, he meets another spiritualist, a man named Theodore Giddings.
Okay, this is a real person this time.
This is a real person.
Okay.
This is more like Tifa, actually, than Seneca is like Tifa.
Okay. This guy probably wants money, though. That's what I'm betting.
Let's find out.
Okay.
So Giddings and his family are about to head down to the state of Florida.
Oh, okay. All right. We're hitching a ride. I like this. Road
Seneca
trip.
works in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm.
And and so George does another trance when he's there, and Seneca visits him and says, "You must go to Florida with the Giddingses."
Mm-hmm.
And this is what George tells the Giddingses.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Mother Giddings is like, "Oh, your trance said that. Oh, great."
She has heard the same shit for decades, I am sure. Her husband
I'm so glad
is
you're here.
Thank you for coming by. So they're not going to argue, obviously, with the spirit guide. So they say sure, and he buys a train ticket with them. And
Buy your own fucking train ticket.
no, he doesn't need to go with his family. I don't know.
He's not like hitching a ride in the Conestoga down there. Like, you can buy your own ticket, buddy.
Yeah.
Train leaves every 4 hours for Florida.
Well, Seneca died in a different time. There were not trains when Seneca passed, so he's learning the ropes.
There was no Frontier Airlines of train travel back then.
Yeah. So he buys a train ticket and he joins a family as they travel to Jacksonville, Florida, which is at this point the end of the line. So they take the train as far south.
It kind of still is.
Oh boy. I'm gonna read some more Pooh's Corner while I deal with this.
I already closed the link.
Oh.
I'll open on the other screen.
Yeah, just have it there just in case.
Yeah, I got you. Are you back? You good?
I'm good. So they go to Jacksonville, and when they're in Jacksonville, Seneca tells him that he must find the land that was chosen for him by the Congress of Spirits.
Okay.
I gotta tell you, if I die here and I become a ghost and I realize there's still a fucking Congress and like politics have followed me past the veil, I am gonna be so fucking mad.
I'm just going to kill myself again and see where the next place is.
Just spin that wheel again. And he says that once he finds a place, George will put down his roots and will build a center of spiritualism. Seneca does do him the good gesture of describing this piece of land. And the most distinctive feature of it is that the land has 7 small hills.
Okay.
You got it? Got
Florida hills. Seven Florida hills.
7 hills in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's more than 7 in Florida, it sounds like, then, if he's going to find 7 near each other.
There are at least 7 hills in Florida.
Boy.
They may all be together.
Good luck. Good luck, buddy.
Now, this is North Florida, right? Where's Jacksonville? That's north.
Yeah, that's northish,
northish. Yeah. Actually, 55 miles or so north of Orlando. So next time you go to the House of Mouse, if you want to dive into a little bit of history, boy, you're shaking your head, but once you hear the whole story, you might change your mind. So George sets off into the forest, looks for this land, and eventually he finds a spot that is exactly as Seneca has described it. 7 small hills. End of description. But as you've noted in Florida, you've done it. This is a little area called Blue Springs Landing.
Okay.
You ever been to Blue Springs Landing?
I've not, but the fact that it already has a name makes me think they're gonna not want to let him just take it.
I don't. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it's named that then. It must not be now. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was then. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see how it works out for him. The year now is 1875.
So how long is it? I'm sorry. How long has it taken him to get down to Florida?
Great question. So let's see. He was born in 1848. He learns he's going to create a spiritualist center in the South when he's 12. So that's 1860. So 15 years later.
I feel so vindicated. I gave it 2 decades, and we're pretty close. We're pretty close.
Not bad. Not bad. Like, he's in no hurry, you know?
That's true.
He did wait out the Civil War, I guess. So that's
I don't think he waited it out. I think it literally just takes this long to get to Florida.
Again, the most of this was not the train that took him directly from Eau Claire, Wisconsin to Jacksonville. So George finds his place. He settles there, and this is his pied-à-terre or whatever. It's his home base, but he still travels around doing his psychic thing, and he doesn't really do anything with the land. He's just like, found it. Now I'm gonna just kind of hang out for a while.
Sure, yeah. He's gonna pull the old Walt Disney card here. Like, I'm gonna develop this into something, but for now, it's just gonna be a big swamp of shit. It'll be.
And I'm not gonna tell anyone that I'm doing this.
Absolutely
not. They will swap in like vultures. He hangs on to this land for about 5 years. Now it's not. He just starts living there. He doesn't like buy it or anything. He just like puts up like a semi-permanent camp.
Sure, squatting. This is just squatting.
Yes. But the fucking swamp in 1875. I don't think anyone is really coming to check.
No, it's just him and cockroaches and Burmese pythons. That's it. And that's the whole.
3 alligators. 2 of them quite nice. One of them not nice. 5 years later, though, he's now in his 30s, so he's old. He's ready to settle down. His bones ache.
Sure, he's on the wrong side of 30 in Florida. I'm gonna discover bath salts soon.
There you go. This is the story of the first Florida man. So in 1880, he finally files for a homestead grant. So basically, he just wants to. He's like, you know what? Okay. I guess I'll own this for free.
This place has grown on me. It has grown on me.
Quite literally.
A lot of things have grown on me down here.
It's all sucking me into the swamp, and I can't move, so I better get a homestead grant. Now, this process takes 4 years, but in 1884, he is awarded 145 acres.
What?
This may be, and I didn't think about this earlier, and this may be during Andrew Jackson's whole thing.
Okay,
When he was like chasing out the Seminoles and the Cherokees in this area.
I was gonna say, it sounds like it's probably Seminole land that he's like, I promise I will spook all the Seminoles out of here.
I will kill anyone who does not look exactly like me. I promise. So he's awarded 145 acres, and I'm not gonna check the dates because I'm pretty busy right now working. But yeah. So he's got 145 acres. So that's good. He's got a lot of land that no one else in the world wants, except the Seminoles, I assume. But his main work is still just sort of going around being an itinerant psychic. He does that for about 10 more years. He's not a very motivated spiritualist leader.
I mean, they give you 145 acres for free. So, I mean, I can't imagine you're paying like taxes on it either. So what are you working for?
That's true. Also, it sounds really hard to build like a spiritualist camp in Florida. Yeah. I mean, anywhere really, but like on
back then, certainly. Yeah. Nowadays, that's like actually one of the lands.
Now they're just like waiting. Yeah. What's your favorite ride in that land?
Oh gosh, probably. It's an infinite world.
Asked and answered. So about 10 years later, in 1893, a group forms. He did not form this group, but a group forms called the National Spiritualist Association.
Okay.
National, not natural.
National Spiritualist Association. Yep.
Yes.
The NSA. Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah. It's the other NSA. And we've talked about this a little bit, and we'll eventually talk about this quite a lot more, I think. But the spiritualist movement is really big in the end of the 19th century, and now there's this big associations are popping up, and the first big one is the National Spiritualist Association. George is so into this. He actually attends their very first meeting, and he is very inspired.
Wow. Okay.
So inspired that he decides, all right, now is the time. I'm going to make good on my ghost uncle's word for my frozen neuron ice bath. And I am going to make this into a spiritual center. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this thing.
Okay.
It's finally, now again, 1893. So now he's like 50 years old. He's going to do it. So he goes back up to New York, where he was born. And he visits a spiritualist camp there called Lily Dale. What I would like you to do, Patrick, is just go to Google right now and just type in Lily Dale, Lilydale, 2 words, and just tell me about the first thing that pops up for you.
I mean, like kind of a haunted outdoor chapel is what I'm seeing.
Good.
I like that.
Now scroll down.
Okay. Should I visit the website? Or the website?
You don't. I mean, you can. You don't have to. I'm kind of looking at the
website's very interesting. Okay. Seeing hotels. What am I looking for here exactly?
Well, on the first Google return, you'll see obviously the home of mediumship and spiritual healing, and the first click there.
Find a medium. Yeah, find a medium.
Find a medium.
Ready to take the next step and get a private reading. I'm clicking on it because I am ready to find a medium.
Yeah,
and here's a little outdoor chapel. Wow. Okay. Watch a public demonstration to see mediums in action. Oh, I could set up appointments with all these people. This is very convenient.
Isn't it nice? It's very
They're
nice.
all gals. Are all mediums gals?
No. As we'll find out shortly, actually. Because actually, how they look?
I mean, none of them none of them really jump off the page. I'll put it that way.
Here's Simon Cadullo.
Yeah, I saw Simon.
I think that's okay, just pretend he doesn't exist. That's not nice. Joseph. Anyway, so this is not the point. So, God, look at Paul Hodges' hair. That's nice. That's nice hair. That's David Carradine hair. Anyway, so Lily Dale, as you can see, is still to this day a spiritualist community. So it's a big deal.
Absolutely.
And it's not too far from where George was born. So he was familiar with this group.
Okay, this is where like the wackos from New York retire to, is what it sounds like to me.
Or maybe some of them might listen to this podcast, so I would.
Or maybe go get some of their like questions answered.
That for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think Lily Dale. One of the sources I read said Lily Dale is the biggest spiritualist camp in the world, or at least they claim to be.
Interesting. In this world.
So,
sorry.
Yes, yeah. To be clear, possibly also the next. I mean, if they're really good at it, it should be also the the biggest one in the next. So anyway, so he goes up there and he asks the people of Lily Dale, he's like, will you help me start my own spiritualist camp in Florida?
It's far enough away, not going to compete.
I mean, fucking in 1870, whatever, that's very far away.
Yeah,
that's out of market for sure.
I am on the other side of the earth from you. You will literally never see my face again after I leave.
Yeah. I cannot see Yankees baseball where I am at all.
Well outside of the blackout zone. It's totally fine. Going to be okay.
And they say this is a great idea. This is a great idea. We love this. We love this for all of us.
We've been looking to expand into the Florida wackadoo market, and
we hear Florida is rife with wackadoo. Is that your experience? Oh, yeah.
Oh, a bounty crop indeed.
So a bunch of the folks from Lily Dale agree to head south to help him get started. So they go and they help him build a brand new spiritualist camp.
Wow.
And in honor of their help, George names this new camp after the town that is next to Lily Dale in New York.
Right.
As if they are neighbors.
Sure.
And thus, the Southern Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp Meeting Association was born.
Yeah,
I got it for you. Skiskama. I knew you'd try to make those with your mouth.
And I'm sure the Lilydale people were like, we were expecting payment, not like something like an honorary here.
I gave you Skiskama.
Yeah. Did you not want Skixma is you, right? Also, here's a train ticket back. So,
but
it's
you
on
are
me.
going to have to pay for that. That's just a kind of a voucher. That's not going to get you very far.
To get you as far as Richmond.
George donated 35 acres of his own land for the camp. And the Cassadaga camp's first meeting was held right there in his home.
Wait, so he's
Yes?
so he owns 150 acres of land he paid $0 for.
145. Okay.
I'm sorry, 145 acres.
Yeah, let's not misrepresent things here.
He was told by, I don't know, the Lord or something to make a spiritualist.
His uncle,
Yeah, his uncle who was dead, I guess.
and Seneca,
Right, and Seneca to build this, retreat for spiritualism, and he peels off like 20% of his land to make it. What the fuck is he doing with the rest of the land?
stuff, private stuff.
Raising vipers, it's fine. It's nothing. Yeah,
God,
I have a different thing going with the Viper Church. Actually, just kind of trying to balance it a little bit, see which one comes out.
What are the ones that this is a Pentecostal thing? And you don't want to get involved here. It's very different.
Who knows? Who knows which one's going to shake out? It's the 1800s. So
it's called hedging my bets.
Mm-hmm.
So the camp is open for business. He invites anyone and everyone with an interest in spiritualism to come down and join the community. And they do. The Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp grows. And before long, 35 acres were not enough acres to hold everyone. So George donates another 22 acres.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected. So
and now they're at 57. So he's portioning it out.
Or too many people died at the Pentecostal camp. One of the two.
Boy, these snakes are dangerous.
And they are everywhere.
I have thrown my hat in the wrong ring on that one. So, space frees up. And now it's 57 acres, which I believe is still the size today.
Mm-hmm.
So the camp fills up with people who can talk to the dead. Now, George, of course, because he's becomes one of the resident mediums and lecturers there.
Mm-hmm.
But he just loves traveling around and doing his thing other places. So he continues to be an itinerant medium during the off season. What do you think is the off season for spiritualists? Because they didn't go into this. They did say off season. I don't know what that means.
I've got to believe. So I got to believe, knowing anyone that's ever lived in Florida, I got to imagine he means the summer. That's probably what he means. Like, I go back up north in June, July, August. Avoid the snowbirds, and come back up to where it's a little more comfortable up here.
Makes a lot of sense.
And then October rolls around, Halloween, and I am.
Well, the ghosts are back. So am I. And he actually does pretty well for himself. And now suddenly normies start coming to Cassadaga to have a medium connect them with some deado from their past.
Okay.
And so now the camp becomes a tidy little business.
Oh, now it becomes a tidy little business.
Yeah, I mean, I think the people who are there first are also paying I think they're paying.
It's been a tidy little business the whole time. I think now it's just multiple revenue streams coming in.
In 1927, they had so many tourists dropping by that they had to build a hotel. And thus they built the Hotel Cassadaga and Psychic Center. And we'll talk more about that later.
And how long is the drive from there down to Orlando? Because, I mean, I don't want to stay in Orlando when I go into Disney World. So
no, I'm telling you, I'm going to sweeten the pot for you a little bit here. It's not that far. It's less than an hour.
Ooh, it's a hop, skip, and a jump down there.
I think it's about 40 minutes. You could probably do it in 30.
Hop on the expressway straight down. Ooh, couple tolls, and you are back at the House of Mouse.
All right, let me keep going here because
we're gonna put a pin in that for just a second.
Yeah, no, I think this is gonna be your new vacation. Jen, hey Jen, you're a travel planner and you're listening.
Yeah, see what kind of rates we get there.
I'm gonna tell you the rates actually, and Jen, you're gonna put a pin in this for future clients, including Patrick. So we will come back to that. Right now though, so George is doing pretty well. Now he never marries.
Oh. Well, yeah.
But he does adopt several orphan boys.
Ooh. I mean, I'm not saying anything about it, but the guy I don't know. That's fine.
Well, maybe. So he's got this plot of land for spiritualists. He's got this plot of land for Pentecostals, and this one is for Catholics. So just to see.
The last Florida man I know that adopted a young boy out of wedlock was Matt Gates, and it didn't work out so well from him. So
I had totally forgotten about that absolutely bananas story until like 2 weeks ago. I wonder how Nestor is.
Oh man, I can't imagine. Why was Nestor not in all the newspapers whenever Matt was up for whatever defense secretary or secretary of state or whoever it was?
Nestor
crazy.
is on an island somewhere
Boy.
with Peter Thiel money. I think that's probably what happened to Nestor. Oh, it's hilarious because now we are going to be imprisoned by the new administration. At any rate, what's going on? You got cats?
I have a cat fighting a cricket inside of a roll of wrapping paper.
Oh, who's winning?
Let me go check.
How'd that go?
I think he ate it.
The cricket ate your cat? Holy
No,
shit.
no.
Oh.
No. Cat's
Oh.
fine. Cat's. Well, I mean,
Okay,
cat's
okay.
like he's really doing good now. But yeah, he's full of cricket.
Well, do I have to feed him for 3 more days? All right, where are we here? George never marries. Oh, he adopts several orphan boys for reasons, I assume. And then later in George's life, he falls pretty sick. And even though he has a good amount of money, he spends all of it on medical care.
Mm.
And I truly mean all of it. When he dies on July 27th, 1933, he is completely bankrupt.
Oh no.
The man has, no money. He had so much no money that the camp had to foot the bill for his burial. And it's not like they had to like send his body away. He's buried in the Cassadaga cemetery. So I don't think it cost a lot. But so George is gone, unfortunately. But Cassadaga continues to thrive and still operates as a successful spiritualist camp today. If you go there now, you can buy a t-shirt that says Cassadaga, where Mayberry meets the Twilight Zone.
And I will put that on my Christmas list. Again, 1 week to go.
Well, one of the things that drives me crazy about this is I have literally described my book Anomaly Flats with that exact same sentence. And this has led me to reconsider a lot of things in my life. A lot of my
Steal it
choices.
from me? Did I steal it from them?
The hotel is still there, and this is important. I need you to focus. What's happening? You okay?
Sorry. Yeah. He found something else.
We're back to your travel plans.
I'm sure he'll eat it. I'm sure he'll eat it too. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Whatever it is, it's fine. Tide Pod? Cats can do that. They're cats. They're made for the wild.
They can grit their teeth and eat a Tide Pod. That'll be fine.
For sure. For sure. And put it on TikTok and become super famous. The hotel is still there. And if you book a room for a Wednesday or Thursday night, you get 1 free mini reading per room.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, I thought you might. A mini reading is 10 minutes long. Would otherwise cost you $25.
Hey.
So
starting to pay for itself is what I'm seeing.
Exactly. If you want to go a little further, the hotel has a whole menu of options. Here are some highlights. You ready? You can do a seance.
Right. Okay.
For let me ask you. Let's start with asking you. How much do you think per person, regardless of number of folks? How many? How much per person do you think a good But this is a spiritualist camp that's got like 100 years, real deal.
Boy, say $50 a head. That's my
so
guess.
fucking close. 45. Very good. Very good.
Well, I mean, I was saying with tip. With tip is what I was.
Yes.
I'm tipping $5 for that.
Yeah, your 8% tip. Yeah. So seance is $45 per person. A 30-minute reading is $80.
Okay.
Okay. A 45-minute reading is $120.
I don't know if I need that much time.
So, well, we've got to get to Disney World. Can we circle back on this? But if you'll note, $80 for 30 minutes and $120 for 45 minutes, there's zero savings.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
At the higher level. That's a 1-to-1. But if you get a 1-hour session, full 60 minutes, that's $160. So that's that's the
exact same thing.
No
I
breaks.
Yeah.
I've got some pricing theory ideas to share with them. Separately listed is a 1-hour couples session.
Oh, this is always the one that I prefer. I prefer to do the couple session.
Yeah.
That way, nobody's getting suspicious of anything.
There's no reason to be jealous. Yep. This couple session, great news for you and Amy. It's also $160.
Oh, okay.
So that's where you're saving the money.
All right. But do we have to like talk to dead people that we both know? Or can we still just talk to dead people only one of us knows?
I think that it just kind of decides who wants to show up and talk to you, but it's going to get real awkward if like one of your exes shows up. How many dead exes you got? Who's got more dead exes? You or Amy?
Oh, boy. I have to go back to the list. I don't know. We have a whiteboard on the fridge. I'll have to go total it up.
You're going to want to do that math first. If you want to lie on a crystal healing bed for an hour.
Who doesn't?
That'll cost you $160 as well.
Is everything just $160 an hour here?
And then like divided. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah.
Well, let's see. No, because if you want to do a reading by phone, they can do that.
Okay.
Now, I guess there's no time associated with that on the menu. So it starts at $90.
Okay, that's not too bad.
You just call them right now. This is like it's a 1-900 number. Right. So it's gonna be, Hi, Patrick.
Yeah. Again, this needs to be couples. This needs to be
media.
couple centric as well. I don't want anyone getting any bad ideas about it.
And if you want a full past life regression,
what?
Which I meant to look up what that is. Let me ask ChatGPT real quick.
What's a past life regression?
What is a past life regression?
Should I ask how much it costs first, or should we check what it is first?
Well, let me tell you what it is. Then you can, based on what it is, you can tell me.
All right, then I'll give you the estimated dollar value.
Okay. ChatGPT says past life regression, or PLR, is a
Oh no, that can't be good.
Therapeutic technique or spiritual practice in which an individual is guided to recall or explore experiences, memories, or events they may associate with past lives. Practitioners often use hypnosis or deep relaxation techniques to help individuals access their subconscious mind, where those memories are believed to be stored.
Okay. So I will put this value-wise at the same level.
Your value or like...
Absolute value. Absolutely. I will put this at value-wise of laying on the rocks. So 160 an hour. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, Patrick.
Was I off?
Oh, Patrick. You don't understand the work that goes into really drawing out your past life. What if you've got 1,000 past lives? What if you are absolutely
it's an hourly
primeval?
rate? It's the same hourly rate as the laying on rocks thing.
It's not. This is going to run you $250.
What?
But the good news is walk-ins are welcome.
Hey. Okay.
So if you get down there and feel it out. If you decide you want a past life regression, you could do it.
I've had enough of this life. What were the other ones like? I think the bad thing would be if you did like a past life regression, you're like, oh, this one's quite a bit better.
Can I go back to that one? Oh,
yeah.
No.
Oh. How much does it cost to go back to that one? Is that still 160 an hour? Because I'll call my financial guy. I
tell you, you've been pretty annoying this whole time. So we'll try something out for free. I'm going to stab you in the neck with this sword, and we'll just see what happens to you. Now the hotel has it's very exciting. It has not one but two. Yes, two.
Heated pools.
Vortices.
The vortices. I don't need that.
You do need that if you want a really good past life regression.
Well, yeah, but is it near the heated pool? That's the problem. I mean,
it might heat the pool.
Oh,
depending on the power of the vortex.
See, in question. The problem is if the vortex is in the pool, you don't want that.
That's a whirlpool.
There's not enough lifeguards in the world to help you.
This is the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
I think we talked about vortices before on this podcast. In case not,
so vortex all the time.
I'm so surprised to hear that. A vortex in this case, it's a point of concentrated psychic energy. Now, usually these things kind of just exist naturally.
Along ley lines, right?
Yeah, ley lines. Stonehenge is one. Sure. Sedona, Arizona is a big one. I've had a lot of spiritualists in Sedona.
Yes,
it's a trip. Now, unfortunately, or I don't know, maybe that's the wrong word. But differently, the two vortices inside the Cassadaga Hotel, these are man-made vortices.
Oh,
now they exist.
Not worth as much. Not worth as much.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. But there's two of them, so if they're worth half as much,
maybe in the sum. Okay, that's fair.
Maybe these vortices exist just because there are so many psychics present there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Their energy keeps that going.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's disappointing a little bit. I think to me.
I mean, I wouldn't say that to them. I think they'd be a little
Oh
offended,
no!
a
Oh
little
God!
hurt.
Now they know that I
Yeah.
think that. Oh no!
Oh yeah. If there's one podcast they listen to, it's fucking Is This a Ghost? I
They don't
promise
need
you.
to listen to this podcast. They just know everything. They are psychics. These are 200 psychics living in a 5-room hotel. They know.
Every week they click play and they go yes, and then they click skip, and then it's the next one.
And we get that number, and David from Smart Labels pays for it. So let's see. So that's disappointing, but it turns out Seneca did send George to the area for a very specific reason, not just because there are 7 hills in one place in Florida, and that is just, you got to see it. But because Seneca knew that there was also a natural vortex here.
Oh,
There are ley lines that run through here.
Uh-huh.
And the center of that vortex is where George decided they should build the cemetery.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's such a missed opportunity.
What a stupid place to build the cemetery, George.
Yeah. That's the hot springs, George. That's the bathhouse, you idiot. If you had to put together a spiritualist camp and you had one vortex that was like a real vortex,
right.
which amenity would you put there?
Probably a bathhouse.
I think bathhouse is the right answer.
Bathhouse, I think, it seems... nobody wants to like get their reading done or whatever if they're, not relaxed.
Yeah,
right.
I thought you were going to say if they're wearing clothes.
So. I was close. I was right there. But you get the towel on, you get the steam going, and then you have a reading done, right?
Yeah.
Seems very relaxing.
Yeah. Now there are a lot of ghosts here in the cemetery, obviously. In Cassadaga writ large, you cannot build a town full of people who talk to the dead on a spiritual vortex and not have 1,000 ghosts banging around town.
Sure.
A lot of them are in the hotel. So that's the one drawback, is it's super, super haunted.
Okay.
The hotel very openly promotes this, though. So to me, it suggests that if you want to go, if you want to find a place to go and bang a ghost, this is your spot.
Okay.
I think you don't think so?
I don't know. Florida ghost. Not interested.
Oh, I'm sorry, gonna be picky with your sex ghost now.
Yeah,
all right.
Life is too short. Life is just too short.
But I think you probably go Lucy Lou yourself to death in this hotel. According to the hotel's website, quote, "Our beautiful hotel is home to many friendly spirits," which is very nice. The mainstay ghost is a cheerful Irish man named Arthur, who sometimes drags a chair to the end of the hallway so he can look out the window.
And look at perhaps maybe why he ended up in Florida.
So he can gaze out at the bathhouse and say, "Oh man,
why couldn't I have died in there?
Close.
Why couldn't I have died in there? I died in the goddamn hotel.
In there.
I had a heart attack in the bathhouse and they dragged me to the goddamn hotel."
Fuck this place. So that's Arthur. If you want to go stay at the hotel, and I'll remind you, okay, so obviously the medium services are extra, but if you go on a Wednesday or Thursday, you get a mini reading for free.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Right? They have set rates. It's not like one of those, it's not a Marriott location where they have variable rates.
No,
yeah,
absolutely
no. Standard room there, which is I think it's 2 queen size beds, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
They also, by the way, before I give you this price, they also have the deluxe room sleeps up to, I think, 8 people. For to get just real messy with your seance. That's different. But the standard room runs you about $140.
Not bad at all.
Nope, it's not bad. If you're going, again, go to Disney World, this is a deal. Mm-hmm. This is a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it? You're thinking about it.
Okay. I'm considering it. Yeah.
There are, of course, also a handful of haunted houses in town. There's a bed and breakfast that apparently is extremely haunted. But what I want to focus on, we're almost done. Sorry, I see you're yawning. Yeah, we're almost done.
No, it's fine. No, it's super late and we haven't gotten to the ghost yet, so it's okay.
This whole thing is Seneca. The uncle was in line 3. Ghost. God damn, Seneca has been through all this stuff. Anyway, let's focus on the cemetery. and specifically one particular spot in the cemetery. Let me click some things here while I remind you, of course, that the cemetery, as I said, is built on the point of the vortex. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a cemetery, and in the center of that cemetery, there is a chair.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to see the chair?
Yes, I would. Desperately. It's a good sized chair. It's a good sized chair.
It's a good sized chair.
I like it. It's wider than it is deep, which is a great feature of a chair. I love that.
God, it's a really tall back to it too.
Yeah, like a love seat style chair. Love it. Absolutely. Yeah.
You want to describe it to people listening?
It's made of bricks. That's not helping it. It's really not helping. Made of bricks and concrete. In terms of in the comfort level, there appears to be some sort of like a wild Florida bush growing out of the left side of it as well. But in general, I'd say pretty well maintained. Maybe power washed once a decade, maybe twice a decade. Red brick, concrete, ass area of the love seat type chair. And yeah, again, I think you probably sit there. You can maybe even lay sideways on it if you really wanted to.
You could lounge. You could lounge a bit.
I think you could. I think you could lounge on this. It is in the middle of a graveyard, like a sandy Florida graveyard where the bodies probably float up every 20 years or so and have to get shoved back down with a gardener's rake. But
yeah, that's how they do it.
Very relaxing.
Good. Well, this chair, Patrick, is known as the Devil's Chair.
Oh, never mind. Take back everything I just said. Don't sit in the chair.
This is a chair that the stories say if you sit in it, it's in the center of the vortex where the devil himself can access our plane of reality.
Oh, if you sit in it, through the bottom, like through the anus. Like how does this work?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. Actually,
let's find out together how the devil accesses us via the chair.
I actually have a photo here of the devil in the chair. Would you like to see that?
This will clear it up. Yes.
There he is.
Oh, that's not the devil. That is Roy. That's who that is.
Oh yeah, that is Roy.
That's
a Roy for sure. Sorry, that's just a redneck. But this gives you some scale, I think.
Yeah.
But this is here's an important photo. No joke. That shows you the context of the chair.
Okay, so the chair is in like a little like private grave site. So the chair sits at the perimeter of the gravesite facing in towards the center of it. And it looks like there's two prominent graves in this private gravesite. And the chair, if you sit in it, you observe both of these prominent graves. I'm wondering, maybe one of the graves is George, perhaps?
It's not.
Okay, so George doesn't get first billing in his own compound. That's a shame.
No, correct.
That is a shame.
You'll also notice that this little small enclosed space it's overgrown, not with weeds, but with trees.
Of course, yeah, absolute fucking palm trees. Yes.
So that's weird. So this is the devil's chair. Let's see where my notes go. Come back, notes. When you sit in the chair, you are bound to hear Satan's own voice in your head.
Ooh, okay. What did you say?
What?
Like stock tips or what's going on with that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
It depends on your whole deal, I guess.
This whole trip could be paying for itself pretty quickly here if you listen close.
Is Satan going to look at you and be like, this is a guy who knows what to do with stock tips?
I don't buy Raytheon stock today. That's all I'm saying.
He's going to say, you've got millions, right? And you'll say, I can put $5 into that right now on Robinhood. And he will say, tomorrow, I am wasting my time.
Tomorrow you will have $5.50.
So that will happen. Satan's voice in your head. If you leave a can of beer on the chair and come back the next morning, sometimes the can will be empty.
That is Florida. Literally.
But now you don't let me finish. But unopened. That's it.
What?
The beer. So you got a can of beer, full beer. Come back the next morning. Can has not been opened, but it's empty now.
Absolutely not true. There's no way in hell.
I'm sorry. I listen. I don't know if you are familiar with the power of the devil. This is the bottom rung of his tricks. It's the easiest thing that he does. Okay, fine. I will. Sometimes the can is opened.
Sometimes there's a small pinhole in the can and lipstick around the pinhole. That's all I'm saying. But, usually it's the devil.
Sometimes the can is just gone altogether. But sometimes, devil takes that beer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't seem convinced. All right, there's more. All right, so sometimes the devil will actually appear in full physical form.
Okay,
people.
that's fair. Sure.
In this spot. One Halloween night, a while ago, a group of friends dared each other to sit on the chair, and one of the young men was finally like, all right, hell, I'll do it. So he goes into the cemetery, he sits down on the bench, and he's still sitting there when the clock strikes midnight.
Ooh, dangerous.
And his friends swear up and down that they watched as a hand came up through the ground and dragged their friend into the ground.
Whoa.
People have a hard time believing this is true.
Right. Sure. Obviously.
However, whatever happened, the kid in question was never seen again.
Okay. And the Florida police,
they've killed him.
Yeah. And the Florida police are like, well, it's good enough for me. One more off the list there. We're gonna put this one. We're gonna put this one in the solved column, I believe.
We're gonna find his DNA in the belly of a gator at some point, and that's fine. No, this is serious, Patrick, and it's real. And the devil visits here. And today, the cemetery has a nighttime security guard posted on Halloween to keep people out of the chair because they're very concerned about what might happen to them.
Interesting.
Ooh. And sometimes the psychics from Cassadaga will block the road to the cemetery so that people can't go sit in the chair.
I thought this was America.
I thought this was fucking Florida America. Yeah. So I think Ron DeSantis is going to have something to say about this.
Florida is the America of America. And now they're not letting me sit on the devil's chair? I don't think so.
And just to kind of close out here, here's a fun fact.
Wham!
Spiritualists don't actually believe in hell or the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know who the man is who sometimes appears at the bench.
Oh, okay.
But to them, and I think I'm on their side here, could be any ghost.
Doesn't matter.
Could be not a live entity.
Yeah, not a big deal who it is dragging you to hell. Just,
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah, doesn't have to be the devil. And that's the story of Cassadaga and the Devil's Chair. It's a long way to go for for an urban legend. But I thought you really like it. Yeah,
I did enjoy it. Yeah, it was a good payoff.
It's quite a journey. It's the journey, not the destination.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope our listeners agree.
I bet I'm going to find out in the email, which is hello@isthisaghost.com. Why did I just give that? That's bad.
That's the private one.
Send me your thoughts about this episode to that email, and I will forward them directly to Patrick without reading them at all. That will be joyous. Any thoughts? Again, this place is chock-a-block with ghosts. I did decide to finish with the devil. And you don't like that? Okay.
No, I think next time we go down to Disney, we'll take like Wednesday off, like our pool day. And instead of the pool day, I'll drag all the kids up to the devil chair and make them all sit in it one by one. And then I'll say, if you guys say one word on the drive back to Orlando, I'm going to tell the devil which hotel room is ours. That's what I'm going to tell them.
Okay.
And it'll be a nice, quiet ride back listening to This
It's
American
like
Life.
the Santa Claus thing, but way better. But like eternal. That sounds great. This has been another really good episode of Is This a Ghost? We are a production of Smith Show Media. All the notes this week were taken by me, Clayton Smith. All the funny jokes were from Patrick Dean. Our video editor is Jen Swanson. Our audio editor is Jeremy Montoya. Our social media managers are Kai Valonis and Sam Murdoch. And listen, if you like what we do here, and still after after all this, you should check out Ghost Plus if you haven't already. It's super fun. We've got a bunch of things in the hopper for next year. Next year is going to be wild. Hey, listen, I don't know if you saw our Spotify Wrapped posts on social, but
we are exploding.
This was a good year for us. This was a good year for us. And next year we're going to actually have reason to explode with new content and stuff. So we're going to earn it actually next year, and it's going to be really fun. So check out Ghost Plus. We have a live show coming up on December 30th. It's going to be a New Year's Eve themed ghost story that you can hang out with us live on Zoom and watch and participate in. So anyway, that's all fun, and that's it for us for this week. I would just blanket statement: don't go to Florida.
Yeah,
there's no reason.
Everybody down there is going to be on some episode of It's Just a Ghost.